Hello there, crafty friends. So today's scrapbook layout is going to be taken from this design that I did for a recent card workshop. And this is called a fractured or a shutter card. So we're going to change this, enlarge it into a scrapbook layout. It'll be a single page, and I've decided that it's going to be a title page for my next Christmas album. So I've got a photo of myself last year before Christmas raising a glass to all my followers, and our Christmas tree, and me having a little play around with camera settings on my phone, which was shown to me by Julie Carrier from Canada. She's the Scrap Zone. And I think that this was actually part of the creative design team's little tip that she gave us about photographing using our phones and getting this bokeh technique. So let's move on to the layout. Now I've chosen some papers, and because I've got this blue top, that's why I've chosen this, because it's got a bit of blue in there, and they're very old papers, so I've gone from my stash, and I've been doing that a lot lately because, as you know, close to my heart will be closing up, and so I've really been diving into my stash so that I can, when the time comes, I have already joined Stampin' Up, but my website doesn't go live till May 1st. So I wanted to use up some of my stash. So I'm going to use this candy apple as my base page. And this is going to be in the centre. So with the card, I've got it off to the centre, off centre. But I figured I'd put it in the centre because of having these two photos here, which I think is going to go like so. I think. Not exactly sure. And then I've got this secondary paper that this is going to go around, and I need to cut some strips of the red. As you can see, we've got these pieces here. Okay, so I'm going to pause the video and cut up some pieces, and I'll be back shortly. So I've got my Versamat, and I've trimmed this piece down to 11.5 inches by 11.5 inches. I've attached a piece of white. I've made this larger than the original piece I had because my photos were covering up the other piece too much. And I've gone and done a bit of blending with Lagoon ink, just to take that starkness away from the white, and just a nice soft background. Now, the reason I haven't attached it to the final card base is because we need to pop these on. So this is what is going to make it look like a fractured layout. So we're going to line of glue or tape along here, and we just go to that corner there. Okay, then we're going to, I've got tape runner on the back of this, that's why it's sticking. Then we can do the next piece. and we go all the way to the edge of our paper. And we're going to do this all the way around this square. Has anybody else out there tried using a card layout and converted it to a page layout? I'd like to hear where you get your inspirations from. This would be the first time that I'd found a card design that I've transferred into a scrapbook layout. So now that they're all on, we're just going to trim off these edges, these pieces. Bring in our base. Now, I generally do gut out the base page if I'm not doing any stamping on it. So I want the most of this up here, and we're going to have 1/4 of an inch around, and now you can see the fractured shutter type design come to life. So now we can do our embellishments. So one of the challenges I have is not using all my stickers. So that's what I'm going to try and do, because you can see I've still got lots of stickers on there. And I thought that might, because it matches the candy apple. But what I'll do is I'll take the sticky off with my anti-static powder and place it and just see what I think before I commit. So I don't really want to cover up too much of the, and this one says Christmas Eve, and this happens to be Christmas Eve because, well, that blends in a bit much there. What else we've got? We've got making memories. Some of these are great. These word sentiments. I'll just tack it there and see what I think. I don't think I like the two different greens. Maybe some of these sprigs. And that doesn't want to come off because I've pulled it off at some other point and haven't put it back in its right spot. So that might be a really good idea. I don't mind the extra green, and it goes in with the background pattern. So there's some pine cones. Might have that over the top. Good to have some underneath and some over the top. Maybe a little heart. Got hearts around there. Yeah, I don't want to overload it too much because it's got a big title there. And you know the other thing I wanted to do? I wanted to bring in a different pattern. But I'm not sure I will. No, I think I like it without that, just leaving that. But that's what you can also do. You can bring in another pattern. But now that I'm looking at it there like that, I don't think I like it that much. So as long as you don't stick things down, you can change it up. So I'm going to go ahead and get all of these stuck down. I'm going to use a bit of foam tape and I'll be back to show you some close-ups. So here is the layout completed, and I've added some sparkles into my little clusters around my title and above here. So this gives you the, even though they're small, you have the visual triangle there. And I really hope you've enjoyed this particular layout, something a little different. If this is the first time you're checking out my video, I'd love it if you subscribed and hit that bell notification so that you don't miss any future videos. So have a great week, and I'll see you in my next video.